look at a lesson flow from when someone is going from that grab into a punch. And when we're looking at flows and looking at breakdowns, how we always start is looking at an entry. So the entry is really dictated by a response. Sometimes you may be in combat already, or there's chaos going on, or you need to preemptively strike. That's another way of thinking of that. That is an entrance when we're doing a preemptive strike. But right now we're gonna go off of when he actually grabs and hits. Okay, so first off, Sean is gonna think about, he's gonna be grabbing the left hand. We're gonna think about there's kind of two major things he's gonna do when he grabs. He's going to either grab and pull me in or jack me up for a headbutt. The single-handed grab, he's either gonna pull me in or kind of keep me at range. So keep me at range to set things up to push me, or he's gonna pull me in for that strike. So what we're gonna do no matter what is when we frame, we're gonna use our frame defense now. I'm gonna put one elbow over and one elbow under. And that's gonna be my base layer defense. So when he grabs and pulls it in, he's gonna pull me in and I'm gonna meet that elbow to his face. And I'm also gonna block that punch, all right? So we're gonna start off just with that. He grabs, I put my frame, and I block that punch. We love hammer strikes in TRITAC. So I'm gonna use that top hand, just drop a hammer right on top of his face. That's gonna create some distance and some space. Now if I wanna get to Jiu-Jitsu, for me personally, or what we like to think about is coming overhooks and underhooks. So right now, when I hit him there, I've opened up this side of his body. So now I have my hammer, I'm gonna throw my cross. Now when I throw my cross, that's when I can start using footwork to enter in. And I think about, what we think about is we got two major entries off this. This hand can come behind the body, or this hand can come in front of the body. So from here, we're gonna right now go right behind. I'm gonna come through and just get a body lock. I can stay on this side, or again, I can start coming around to his back too. Once we understand the movement, it's very important that we now bring it to mitts to drill the technique, the series, and make it start flowing and kind of instinctual. So he actually becomes, we're doing a repetition, it starts flowing out of us instead of us trying to force every single move. So we'll start off, when we're doing the mitts, he puts that hand there, and he throws that haymaker right off the bat, drop that hammer, throw the cross. Now I'm gonna come through the hole to get to his back. Then we're gonna start repping it up. One more. All right, so after an entry, the next thing is a control point. So in Jiu-Jitsu, it's all about control. So when we're using our entry, it's really the way to make our Jiu-Jitsu easier. And what you saw there is we started breaking him down those hammers in that entry so to get to a nice back position. When we teach our students, it's important that we break down each individual component. And this is how you actually learn by flow, is you have to kind of break each individual component down and then build it up. So we just worked on the entries. I have them do it a few times with just, on their body only, and so they get the mechanics. Then we bring it to the mitts like you just saw, and now we're gonna bring it into a little bit of a grapple, so you can now start learning the grappling component, but also how to set up the technique. Okay, for the purposes of this technique, we're gonna start off with grappling like in a kind of wrestler's tie. If you could do this with a gi, if you have it. If you're no gi, a wrestler's tie or a pummel position is fine. But we'll start off with a wrestler's tie. And you notice when we ended that technique, when I threw that cross, my elbow's gonna end up, let me move that arm really quick. When I threw that cross, my elbow will end up 1, 2 on the inside of his body. And I'm using that elbow wave to clear. So we mimic that with grappling. So when he has that collar tie, I get inside bicep control. So I'm getting that hand here. Now I can use that elbow to clear, start coming around, and get to his back. So now we're just kind of rep it out a few times. So he'll grab, we'll be here, inside bicep control, pop it up, get to his back. Control, inside bicep, pop it up, get to his back. One more time. To his back. So the duck under, to give you guys a little more clarification, there's kind of two traditional duck unders. I like the inside bicep control first. We'll talk about this one. The basic premise is that I am opening up that arm, so I'm creating a little space for my head. I don't want to step out. I want to think about almost combing his hair, combing my hair with his bicep. And I stay connected to him. And in fact, I actually like having this trail hand here a lot so we can start manipulating the head, go for chokes, or I just keep traveling to the back. But that's kind of option number one. The other option like is a lot better is that inside bicep control. That mirrors when my elbow's on the inside. Also gives me a lot of control over the arm, and I don't have to worry about trying to grab and manipulate something. I can just use my elbow, like more strength off my shoulders and body mechanics. So I'm here, I have the inside bicep. Now if I just raise that elbow up, I create a lot more space. It's a lot less strength for me. I can just open that up. Now same thing, I start combing my hair, let that hand go. Again, I can leave that trail hand there if I want to go to another type of takedown, or just travel around to his back. Duck under and kind of understanding how you can come over and under the arm and around the body is a really important part of jiu-jitsu and grappling itself. You know, it's just one of those concepts we think about. I can go over the arm, under the arm, to the back, to the legs, to either side. So there's a lot of creativity and exploration in jiu-jitsu, and a lot of that starts with how we think about it. It all stems from the entry. So what response did he give us? What technique did he do? Where do we naturally respond by, whether it was a hammer, or a jab, or a cross, or a headbutt, or whatever, a frame? What does it give us? What point, what reference does it give us? And from that, our jiu-jitsu will show up. Because once we get in, that's when jiu-jitsu happens. But I have to get there first. If you ever tried fighting with someone when they're trying to punch you and you're trying to grapple, or even if you have made no punching experience, or if you watch people who are horrible at street fighting, and then you watch someone who's actually good at it, actually knows how to throw a good combination, getting on the inside is actually really hard, because someone who can keep distance, keep control, is going to be very hard to defeat and get on the inside. All right, one of the questions I get a lot on the duck under, there's two things. It's the level change, as also you'll see I kind of whip my head around, and that's for a very specific reason, because I don't want to get choked out. So it also helps me control. So we'll start first with a level change. It'd be very hard for me to just stay on the same line and get underneath Sean's arm, even if I had that nice open up position. I don't want to just bend my body forward, because that's just stupid. I'm going to catch a knee. I'm going to start stepping and changing my level at the same time. So it's like I'm kind of scooping underneath and doing a walk through step. The next piece of puzzle is staying connected to him. And so if I come over here and I leave my head open, he's just going to whip his arm around and start choking me out. All right, very, very common. If you watch any of our new wrestlers who come into our school, or guys who like shooting for their legs, go for stupid tackles in the beginning when they start grappling, you'll see it all the time to get caught in guillotine chokes, because they leave their head exposed and they're shooting with their arms wide open. That's not a problem. But right now we have to think about, when we're coming around that body, we have to stay connected to him so we don't get choked, but also we can start using a little body mechanics to move him offline. So I'm here, I get my duck under my step. Now I'm coming here and I'm thinking about, I'm like looking around his arms, like my head and my chin start driving around his body. You can see how his shoulder turns. Now I slide that foot, I'm glued to his back the whole time. And you think about comparison, if I'm coming out here, I just get too far away from him, there are other techniques, but if I want to start getting his back, I've created a lot of space where I can stay glued to him the whole time and use my body and head to start coming around his body. It's kind of a really important concept that, we say use your whole body as a weapon. In jiu-jitsu, we think about the whole body as a weapon. So the head, the shoulders, the hips, the feet, we think of some of the great grapplers, how they used to use their feet to defend themselves. They're like almost hands sometimes. So the whole body can really become a weapon, but you gotta think about where you are and how to use your body to get in an optimal position. And that's kind of one of them off that duck under, is using that head movement and manipulation and footwork to start driving to his back. And when I get to his back, I've already set up in a much greater position to take him down, which we'll go to in a second.
So with that duck under, you're not bending forwards. This is a cameraman. Yeah. You are, when you say changing levels, you mean you're more like a squat kind of, right?
So guys, if you don't know, that's cameraman Pete Obrick, who's the myth, the legend behind the camera, who takes care of all our stuff. Old Man Strength Films. Check him out.
That's me.
That's you. Okay, so, because Pete's an old man, and he's strong.
Hey.
All right, so where it go from that duck under, what Pete said is exactly right. I don't want to bend down and try to lurch through. I have to take a lunge step. And we think about wrestling, when we're changing our level, we're trying to get our chest right over our knee and elbows in. That's the kind of shot, or that principle I'm taking. It's like I'm squatting my body down, but I'm remaining in a very powerful position. Think like a sprinter when he's ready to come off the blocks. That's the feeling you want to have. You're on the balls of your feet, your chest is over, your glutes are ready to go, and you're ready to explode. Now when I do the duck under, I'm going to do that with a walk-through step. and now I get to his outside. And again, it comes down to using that head to manipulate and get to his back. Answer your question, Pete?
Yes, sir.
Okay, pick my wedgie again there. I got a really big pick now. Oh, that's it. That's good. Get all that bunch on. I should just go like, what do they call it? No underwear?
Commando.
Commando. You can make a lot of money off of that?
It feels good.
I'll show a little leg.
Sell your shorts afterwards.
Sell my shorts after.
You know another? On that technique, when Matt was coming around behind, and he was ducking through and he was using his head to drive that shoulder forward, he's starting to put me at a disadvantage. I can't counter it. Well, my brain is thinking as soon as he comes right around to here, I'm thinking, oh, throw. So if that head is far away, if he's not driving, and he allows me to stay into in this position, upright, and I can spin back in and take him for a ride, he's gonna go for a ride. But because he's ducking under and driving me forward, I have to defend that posture, him breaking my posture. I have to do that, which sets up the next throw that we're gonna go into.
I don't know if you remember Scuba Steve from Cobra Kai Jiu-Jitsu.
Yep.
He used to bait everybody with trying to come to the back because he would set up the Maki Komi throw just like that. And I stopped doing it because he would have high hands, trying to get you to come underneath. And once you do it, he'd trap that arm and send you for a ride.
I've used that quite often in that position. That's why my brain just starts thinking that.
And that's why I think that's why I started adapting when I'm coming through to really take their space. And it goes back to just pure jiu-jitsu. Like, if even if I get to your back, and I just try to go here and just try to take you down, you're easy to defend. It's easier to defend. If I get you walking backwards, get you off balance, get you kind of trying to catch up, and it goes back to the kind of time we think about, TRITAC, martial arts. We talk about the behind time, ahead of time, or like in chaos. I mean, I'm keeping you behind time. You have to catch up to my footwork. You have to catch up.
Yeah, I'm in defensive mode.
Yeah, and that's what we want. We're thinking about, we don't want to give him an opportunity. He made a mistake first by touching us and grabbing us and trying to hit us. That was his attack. We were just, hey, no, or we got surprised and he was coming right in. But he started it. I mean, he started it. But at the end of the day, that's what's really happened. We're not trying to get into fights. We're not trying to hurt anybody here. But we're defending ourselves, our family, etc. We've got to react quickly and efficiently. And that's why I love this. One of these movement patterns, because once you start going, you don't stop until it's over. And which will bring us into the next piece of the puzzle. All right, now I'll get to the throw component. And we'll start right from that duck under and get to the back and show one of our takedowns called Tani Atoshi. Simple like rear chip. Is there another way to translate that?
Belly drop.
Belly drop.
Tani Atoshi, belly drop.
Don't drop my belly.
Not belly, valley.
Valley drop.
Valley. V-A-L-L.
You look slimmer today, Matt.
I don't know about that. Not a lot of training lately. I'm just sucking it in.
Maybe.
Is that good?
Your boobs got bigger.
It's all I always wanted. Bigger boobs. All right, so we're here. I got my positions from a grapple, open that door, level change, get to his back. Now, we just talked about when I get to his back, let's just talk really kind of base layer self-defense. I don't want to leave my head high and not connected, so I just get dinged in the face, okay? I don't want to think about keeping my body or my head glued to the center of his back, and I have a tight grip around him. There's two grips that I really use for this. One, I don't know the correct term, I call it self-adjusting grip, which means I have one bar around his body, which is an arm, and I just grab it, and now I can sink in and control his hips. The next version would be, we call it Grillo grip, Gable grip, there's a lot of different names for this. Palm to palm, and then I do the same thing. So when I'm here, palm to palm, and I have control over his hips. What I'm trying to do is, I said right there, is control over his hips. I want to keep him connected to me, my head connected, and then we're going to add a little bit of footwork to continue our momentum of when we got him offline, we came to that duck under. So you kind of see, now I'll start right from here, that's fine, and we'll add it through. So what in here, we're going to do Tani Atoshi, and how the basic principle works is, I have 1 foot nice and close to the outside, and then 1 foot to trip. I want to think about when I'm connected to him, I'm going to sit down and sit to my left ass cheek, and he's going to basically trip over my leg. Now, if you imagine doing that when he's strong and connected and rooted to the ground, that's going to be a little harder to do. But if I get him moving a little bit, it becomes a very simple technique that puts him on his back. It allows me to get on top really easily. So from here, I take a couple steps forward, and when I get my foot set, I'm just going to trip and come right on top. One more time. We'll start from the duck under. From my wrestling grip, my duck under, get to his back, walk him forward, and right on top. Now I love this position. Yes, I'm committed to the ground, but I'm kneeling. I can easily put either knee up as well as strike from this position and submit from this position. He's screwed. I've got a lot of opportunities. I've got a lot of awareness. I put that other leg up and I can increase my 360 degrees awareness. Which when thinking about street combat, we have to think that not all the time is going to be one-on-one attacker. It could be, but we have to think about there's always someone somewhere else. So a big thing we say a lot is the ground is a consequence. If I end up there, I better know what to do, and I may use the ground quickly, but if I want to really be aware of what's around me, I need to get up really quickly. Now, if I'm a police officer, military, whatever, I need to kind of control someone, this is a great one, because you put them on the ground really easily, and it's really easy to kind of cinch them up and calm them down. All right, let's do it one more time for duck under. We're in our wrestling grip. Inside bicep control, pop the shoulder, drive forward, come on top. So, you'll see that Sean and I have elbow pads and MMA gloves on. We're not wearing headgear right now, but that's something that we also include too.
Headgears are pussies.
But when you're hitting people hard sometimes, unless you're crazy like Sean, and have students, it's probably a good idea to train with the headgear. That way you can get a little good feel of it. But Sean and I have been training a lot together. We trust each other. We know that we're not going to smash each other too hard. I'll be smashing.
I kind of trust him.
Kind of trust me. All right, so it's very important that you guys actually train as real as possible. And we think as real as possible, on a kind of steal line from USC, as real as it gets. Okay, so using MMA gloves, elbow pads, very important for training and getting the correct feel. You could do it empty hand, you could do it with a mitts, but eventually you have to really bring it back to with MMA gloves and elbow pads. So let's start off. Sean throws that grab, and now we're trying to destroy it. Punch him in the face, punch him in the face, come around with our duck under, get to the back, take him down, and we get the control right here. We'll get back up to our feet. We'll go one more time and we'll rep it out a little bit. So he grabs, 1, 2, 3, come around, right on top. All right, thank you guys for watching our drill today, our lesson flow on the grab defense into that frame one, hammer, cross, take the back, tiny toshi. This is one of the ways this is the way we like to train by kind of breaking it down step by step, as well as getting into a high intensity flow at the end. That just makes it come out of you. You just need to rep it out, rep it out, rep it out, and at the end you kind of start building this sense of confidence in what you're doing in the technique, where it starts becoming instinctual. And when you're talking about reality-based self-defense and learning martial arts, you need to make it instinctual. You need to make it work for you. If it doesn't work for you, it's bullshit. And yeah, that's all I gotta say on bullshit. Anything else?
When you keep drilling like that, you develop muscle memory. That's what you need to defend yourself. If you don't have muscle memory, if you got to think about it, then it's not going to work for you. You got to drill it like that over and over and over. 1 person, 2 person, 3 person. Got to keep on going.
That's a great tip. All right, guys. So for more drills and training, be sure to sign up for our online academy at soulfighterstraining.com. That's soulfighterstraining.com. You can join our online academy to get free techniques, drills, etc., etc. There's a lot of stuff in there. So hope you guys can check it out. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/soulfightersacademy and our Facebook page at facebook.com/soulfightersacademy. Anything else?
That's it.
See you next time. Soul Fighters. Oos.
Soul Fighters.
Trying to be cool.
This is all we do, guys. We do martial arts. We do nothing else. We devote our life to it. We love it. And we want to share our passion with you. This is what we do all day. We drill, we train, we talk about it, we eat it, we sleep it, we drink it, and we just want to spread the good word.
Eat, breathe, train.
Yeah, I couldn't actually believe it not. Pete's saying something very profound. Is that this is all we do and all we live to share, and that's what Soul Fighters Academy is really about: is sharing the love, passion, awesomeness of martial arts.